Welcome to lecture number 14 of the series Unreal 5 for Archviz, and in today's lecture we'll model a mattress for this bed, and by running the claw simulation we'll put a blanket over that mattress. So let's get started. Let me first hide everything else. Okay, I'll select this mesh. Let's go into the edit mode and I'll select this face and let's insert this face by 0.3 meters. I'll delete this face. I'll go into my vertex selection mode. Let's select these two vertices and let's snap them at this point. Okay, I'll select these edges. Let's extrude them in Z. I'll press F and I'll select these faces. I'll press Shift D and I'll separate them by selection. Okay, let's go into the edge selection mode. I'll select these edges and press F. I'll select these edges and press F. Let's select this face and let's move this face on Z. Okay, let's hide this object and let's add a few loop cuts. Okay, let's add a few loop cuts on this side as well. I'll isolate my mesh. Let's add a few loop cuts on this side. Yeah, okay. Let's go into the modifiers tab and I'll add subdivision surface modifier. Let's change this to simple. Increase the level to 2 and let's apply this subdivision modifier. Let's apply shade smooth as well and I'll go into my sculpting mode. And to add some wrinkles, let's increase this radius to 75. Strength of 0.2 is okay. And make sure the deformation is set to drag and force fall off is set to radial. And let's add a few wrinkles. Let's add a few wrinkles on this side as well. Okay, so we have some very nice wrinkles on each side. Okay, now let's add a few wrinkles at this area because we're gonna place cushions and it is nice to have some variation. This area will be covered by our blanket. We don't need to add wrinkles in this area. Okay, okay, I think this is okay. So let's go back into the layout and let's go into the top view, add a plane. Let's adjust the position for this plane. Okay, let's pull this up on Z. Okay, Let's scale this on X. Yeah, I'll go into the edit mode and extrude this one on Z. Okay, and let's add a few loop cuts. Let's add a few loop cuts on this side as well. Yeah, okay. Let's now select the sharp edges and I'll scale them down on Z. Okay, let's go into my modifiers tab and I'll add a subdivision surface modifier. And let's change this one to simple. Okay, and let's select cloth simulation. 5 quality steps is okay for now, and let's change this one to 5. Decrease this distance to minimum possible. I'll do the same thing for this one as well. Okay, now let's select this object and I'll add a collision. Let's decrease this one to minimum. I'll select this one and add a collision. Okay, yeah. Now let's run the simulation. I'll pause my simulation, and as we can see that our blanket is penetrating this mesh. We all know the reason for this penetration. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to recalculate our normals. Let's go back into the face orientation mode. Yeah, okay, so as we can see that we need to recalculate the normals for these objects. I'll select everything and I'll press Shift N on my keyboard to recalculate my normals. Let's switch off the face orientation mode and let's run the simulation again. Let's go back to frame number 1 and I'll select these faces. Let's move them on Z axis. Let me deselect this one. Move them on Z. Okay. Okay. Now let's run the simulation. I'll pause my simulation. Okay, so yeah, let's go back into the frame number 1. Let's go into the side view and let's select these vertices. Okay, and let's adjust their position. I'll rotate them over the rest of my mesh just like that, just to add a little bit of realism to our scene. Okay, yeah, I think this is fine. Let's increase the quality steps to 10. Collision steps to 10 as well. And yeah, let's run the simulation again. Okay, now I'll pause my simulation and yeah, I think this looks fine. Now you can use this mesh as it is. You can also add some pressure just to inflate our blanket. Let's go into the frame number 1 and let me disable my simulation. Jump to frame number 15 and let's add pressure. I'll add a keyframe, and at frame number 20 I want this pressure to be at 5. Let's add a keyframe. Let's jump to frame number 1 and let's enable our subdivision surface and our cloth simulation, and I'll run the simulation again. Okay, let's pause the simulation and let's evaluate our results. I think at frame number 20 it looks okay. Yeah, frame 19 looks good as well. I'll choose frame 19. 20 have some more inflation. Okay, let's go with 20. Let's apply our simulation and I'll add another subdivision modifier. Yeah, I think this looks much better. Yeah, let's go into the sculpting mode and let me first apply the scale. Let's go back into the sculpting mode. You can always add some wrinkles by using the cloth tool. Let me disable my sub D. Yeah, okay. Now by holding shift on my keyboard, let's smooth this area just a little. Need to be very gentle with this one because you can easily destroy your mesh and the shape of your blanket. So just be very careful with this one. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think this is fine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we'll model some cushions and place them over this mattress. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next one.